one of the places that I saw, Seeheim. All Fish River Canyon-y start points on the left. I did look a fair bit at some places. There was one place that looked really beautiful and really reasonable at like 300 Rand a night right on the rim, but they said it's proper 4x4 access. They said you know, not for a motorbike. And you know, I mean, if I was Brian, or if I was unloaded, I might say, oh, I might give it a go, but they said proper 4x4 access. But it's definitely a place to come and look. What's it called? Horseshoe something. Beautiful, beautiful chalets overlooking the canyon. But that's future visit, 4x4. Oh, the Fish River, the Fish River, holy moly. Completely empty. Completely empty. Oh, cars coming, no. Fish River, guys. Jeez, I should have looked behind me before that. Okay, I can imagine this can be quite a flood. So this has got to be right at the top end of the Fish River Canyon, eh? So everything to the left is where it got gouged its way out. Oh, that's quite pretty. Take a look at that, guys. Weep. The life of a location independent entrepreneur. Still working my ass off. This last week. On the business, on this, on that. And travel a bit. Don't get too jealous, okay? Wow, okay, that was quite pretty. Windy, okay, we're holding on. A bend, a bend, it's so nice to go through a bend. Road is very delicious, also worth mentioning. So I got a slight update on my ID8 incubate operate. It was 10 or more years ago I was having this whole thing of newness to nowness. How do you take new and fold it into now? All companies and entities are usually structured for nowness, but you know, newness is important, but it's like, well, how do you, anyway, so I think the org structure is incubate, you know, ID8 incubate operate. That's the verticals, but maybe there's a step between incubate and operate, and that's called integrate, because you know, if you're an existing entity, integrating the MVP or whatever that thing is into the existing operation can be it's no mean feat. So you probably ideate, get through the gate into incubate, and if that's saying, listen, this has got legs to be part of our organization, then it goes into integrate, which is where you're proving, piloting the integration into your existing operations. And then it's operate. So maybe those are the, you know, the four verticals in a way. But definitely matrix structure, because you've got a PMO running it. You've probably got a PMO overseeing, coordinating all of that. But you've probably got a champion who's got the horizontal. He says, I'm with this idea until it dies. You know, seeing it through the verticals. So some sort of champion on the horizontal. And I said HR, tech, all support functions into that. Okay, this terrain's quite more interesting. I didn't feel any wind, by the way. No one behind me. I've seen some ore trucks coming against me, so I'm guessing they dig something up the ground somewhere down this way. Alright, I'll just leave this on till the top there. We'll see. Could be a pretty view. At some point I think I'm going to stop and just check my GPS. I don't want to miss the turn to Bethany, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a sign. There's another war truck. Because I've now done, can't see the suns on my Odo. I've done like, I can't see if it's 53 or 83, probably 53, since Kitty's. Also realized the tires that I'm going to put on in Cape Town. So these tires are what are called 60-40. They're designed for 60% on the road and 40% off, sort of gravel. The tires I got on now, because I thought I'd be doing more gravel, but that needs to go to 70-30 or 80-20, because the significant minimum is going to be off-road. So the tires will probably look much more like an on-road tire, which probably give me better wear, as long as they're also steel belt and all very durable. So here we go into a windy thing. Ooh, like a pass. Ooh, Bethany district, I like that. Hope you're enjoying this, everybody, when you eventually get to see it. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit of wind, but nothing really hectic. Hectic. That's for you, Chris. Go! So when they resurface just the tyre tracks, sometimes there's a bit of a ridge, which kind of makes the suddenly your bike goes joing as it jumps the ridge. Ritz. Certainly a lot more scenic down this way, which is part of what I was, when I decided to not do the B1 route down south. I thought, you know what, let me just take a slight diversion. The decision criteria, of course, was tar. When I looked for an alternate route south, I said, is there a tar route all the way? Can I get through with preferably 100% tar? And this is the route that popped up, sort of for Keetmanshoop, then swing west to Oranjemund, Alexander Bay, Port Nolloth, and then back to in South Africa, the N7. And I'll probably more than likely stay on the N7 all the way south. maybe hear the motor working a bit harder. It's still, I'm doing 95, just under 4,000 revs. So if it was pushing down to 3,000 revs, I'd have dropped a gear. But it's still just working the torque a little bit, pulling me up that hill quite comfortably. Much more enjoyable terrain. Wow. As I turn to the right at 60 k's, no, they said it's a tar road to Bethany, so it can't be this one. So I guess just integrate operate thing. Sorry for those that get bored with us, but actually, so in a way the MVP mode incubate is this a viable proposition? But as it's working its way through and doesn't get rejected through the gates within incubate, I guess one of the decisions will be, should this be a standalone entity? Or does it integrate then into some existing entity, which could be the one it's in or a different one? So maybe that's where integrate fits. It's like it's at some point within incubate, a call is made whether a new entity will run this thing or it gets folded. If it gets folded, then there's an integrate piece. It does feel a little bit windy up here. I think we're quite high up, some plateau of sorts. Catch you later.